Welcome, everyone. Once again, this is Elisa Bonet. I am a certified essential oil educator and a wellness advocate with doTERRA. Today, I will be sharing the following oils, and that will be covering some recipes, some tips, different uses and benefits of Abode, Adaptiv, Align, Anchor, and Arise. And the reason that we are doing this series is because sometimes we can purchase essential oils and then they just get placed in our cabinet, in a drawer, because we're not exactly sure how to use them. And so over the next few months, our goal is to go through all the different oils in alphabetical order. And this is our second segment with the letter A. Now, remember that what I am sharing as we make recommendations and we make suggestions for different health challenges, you always want to talk to your doctor. This class is not intended to treat or diagnose any type of health conditions, but they are recommendations based on my personal experience, the experience of others in our essential oil community, as well as training that we've had regarding essential oils. Again, though, make sure that you always work with your doctor to ensure that the recommendations are safe for you and whatever treatment plan you're undergoing. So let's get started with these 3 oils. We're going to launch the class with Abode. Now, for this very first blend, I just wanted to share a map to indicate the different sourcing that takes place just to bring a blend together. doTERRA doesn't cut corners. Everything they do is to ensure that that oil has its most effective properties. It's very, very potent and absolutely pure. And all of these oils are coming from their indigenous lands, from native growing conditions, ideal growing conditions. And as an example, I wanted to just give you an idea of how these oils are sourced just to bring one blend together. For example, we have lime, Letsea cassia, lemon eucalyptus, tea tree arborvitae, kochii eucalyptus, cilantro lavandin, and lemon myrtle. All of these oils are in the Abode blend, and you can see that they're coming from different parts of the world. We have arborvitae from Canada. Kenya is sourcing the lemon eucalyptus as well as the tea tree. Our lime is coming from Brazil. China, we have cassia and litsea. More cassia is coming from Vietnam as well. And then from Australia, we have the kochii eucalyptus, the tea tree, and the lemon myrtle. And we're going to learn more about kochii eucalyptus and some of the great properties it contains. But as a whole, you'll notice that all of these oils have cleansing, purifying, refreshing, and uplifting properties. Let's learn more about this oil. Now, this oil was specifically designed for aromatic and home use, but it also has some topical applications. When I say home use, that means for your DIYs. If you want to make a surface cleaner, you can use Abode for that. And we're going to learn about its antibacterial properties in just a moment. If you want to use it to make any other type of DIYs to cleanse your home, this would be the ideal oil for that. Now, if you are going to use it topically, just keep in mind that it contains some citrus. One of the oils is lime. You want to avoid exposure, to the sun for about 12 hours because all citrus oils have the potential to be photosensitive or phototoxic. If you expose your skin to the sun, then you could potentially get a sunburn or sunspots. So if you're going to use it, make sure that you're not going to be gardening or laying by the beach. Now, eucalyptus kochii is one of the oils I wanted to feature from this blend. And the way it's sourced is it's very sustainable. It's actually enhancing the landscape in Australia, and it's supporting a negative carbon footprint. doTERRA is also very conscientious about ensuring that their oils are sustainable and that they are helping the environment, everything from the packaging to the actual sourcing and development of the oils. Now, Kochia eucalyptus contains a very high concentration of 1,8 cineol, and of all the eucalyptus available in the market, this one in particular has 90 to 95% of this constituent. It's also found in eucalyptus, just regular eucalyptus, 55 to 85%, and then also in rosemary, 30 to 60%. Now, what does 1,8 cineol do? It acts as an analgesic, an anti-inflammatory, antispasmodic, mucolytic, expectorant, can help with cerebral blood flow, reduces tension headaches, also really great at its anti-inflammatory properties, so can support with pain. So yes, this oil was developed as a blend to support our cleaning and reducing the toxins that we use in our home, plus purifying the air. But you also have to stop and think about the individual oils and how each of the oils has so many different therapeutic properties to support our health in various ways. So I just wanted to highlight one of the many properties that are found in this blend. Now we're going to look at a very brief video where doTERRA has shown two different petri dishes. One has a specific strain of a bacteria and no essential oil. So that would be the petri dish on the left. And then you have the petri dish on the right with the same bacterial strain, as well as 1 drop of Abode. You'll notice that the left dish is basically overtaken by bacteria within 4 days. It's turning completely black. But the other petri dish has a border around it that is protected against that invasion of the bacteria, against its growth. And so what doTERRA did to develop this Abode brand or blend is that they checked the most common household pathogens that are found in your home and my home. And then they tested over the course of several years 36 essential oils with very high properties against these types of strains. And what they discovered were that there were 10 very, very effective essential oils with the top results. And they narrowed it down to these 10, and that's how they developed the Abode blend. I really respect that doTERRA has invested so much time and energy and money in developing things that are going to be effective. And they take their time to ensure that we're going to have an oil that is truly making a difference to better our lives and better our health. And Abode is one of those oils. This is an oil that was just released a few months ago during the doTERRA convention in September. Now let's learn about some of the top uses for this oil. You can use it to energize, uplift, and refresh your home or your office or your personal space. If you're using a diffuser, for example, you can even use it to reduce body odor. You can use it in your underarm area, maybe dilute it with a little bit of fractionated coconut oil, and then you can use that as a natural deodorant, or you can add a couple of drops to your body wash, and that enhances the cleansing properties of your soap. If there are urinary issues or parasites, you can dilute the oil with some coconut oil and apply it to the bottom of your feet or over your kidney area or abdomen. For viruses, bacteria, any type of respiratory congestion, or if you have a lymphatic toxicity, you can diffuse it, or you can dilute it and also apply it to bottom of feet, chest, back, or underarms. Excellent for cleansing, as we saw in the video. You can make your own surface cleanser by adding a few drops in a spray bottle with a tablespoon of white vinegar. I like to use it in my laundry. So add a couple of drops to your soap when you're about to start your wash cycle. You can even add some drops to your rinse cycle. I like to also add it to my laundry balls, the wool dryer balls. They work really well for static cling. They reduce the drying time, and then you're scenting your clothes with something natural, nothing that has these artificial dyes or scents that could be pretty toxic. A couple of more uses. You can add a few drops to your shower floor when you wake up in the morning. That's going to help you feel more alert and give you that uplifting energy. Plus, you're also purifying that air in the shower. You can add a few drops to your air filter if you have central air. That's an easy way to cleanse out your filter and make sure that the air that is circulating is clean. And even for insects, add a few drops to a spray bottle, and then you can spray your plants from invaders. And again, another toxic-free way to take care of your garden. Here are a couple of diffuser blends if you want to take a screenshot of some of these different recipes and ideas that I'll be sharing with all of the oils in this class. But Abode already has a blend of 10 oils. However, you can always add 1 or 2 other oils to change or enhance the scent. Abode is part of doTERRA's new line for cleansing your home and as well as personal care products. We have a doTERRA dishwashing soap. We have dishwasher pods, laundry pods, as well as a multi-purpose surface cleaner with these gorgeous bottles that are available through your doTERRA wholesale account, as well as an Abode hand wash, foaming hand wash, and a hand lotion that has the citrus bloom scent. So again, doTERRA is bringing us products that can be very transformative in the sense of reducing our toxic load. And this may be something we don't think about very often, but all of this does play a part in how we're feeling, how well we are experiencing, like the air that we're breathing, because our home can be 5 times more toxic, the air that we're breathing, than some of those bigger cities that are full of pollution. And our furniture, our carpet, the cleaning products we use for the home, all of this is off-gassing. So some of them have formaldehyde, some of them have just so many different toxic gases that we may not even be aware of. Whenever you're cleaning your house, sure, that cleanser might have a wonderful scent, but is it toxic and poison for your health? Is it worth it? Here you're going to have natural ingredients that are effective, that are truly cleaning and disinfecting, as well as giving you an aroma that is not going to be toxic or going to add to the toxic load or environment in your house. Now let's move on to a pretty popular oil. It's one of my favorites, which is Adaptiv. This has been around for a couple of years, but it's such a popular blend because it's truly effective at reducing your sense of anxious feelings or your feelings of overwhelm or stress. The oils it contains are all very uplifting, cleansing emotionally, as well as calming. So copaiba, lavender, wild orange, spearmint, magnolia, rosemary, neroli, and sweet gum are all part of this blend. Now you have the 15 milliliter concentrated Adaptiv blend, which is excellent for your diffuser, or you can have the Adaptiv Touch, which is a 10 milliliter pre-diluted rollerball ready to apply for that topical application. And this oil has very gentle oils which are safe for topical use without additional dilution. However, this does have wild orange, which is a citrus, and you want to be careful when you're exposing yourself to the sun, as I mentioned earlier. Now, Adaptiv was created as a system or a set that includes some capsules. And I'm not showing them in the class, but they are truly available for you to explore at doTERRA.com. And they work synergistically to improve your neurotransmitter activity. And I can vouch for it because my husband and I have been using this since we've been basically home for the past, 19, 20 months. And it does make a difference. It has truly made us more calm. We're not going to stir crazy. And we just feel this sense of tranquility. A very wonderful essential oil blend I recommend you try if you are struggling with any type of negative emotion. Now, one thing that is recommended with Adaptiv, it does tend to calm you down. So if you have anxious feelings during the day, this is a perfect oil to use. However, if you lean more towards sad feelings, if you feel sleepy and tired during the day, if you feel depressed, low energy, if you add Adaptiv during the day, you're probably going to get a lot sleepier. So in that case, you may want to consider using it at night before you go to bed. You're getting those therapeutic benefits during the night, and then you can wake up feeling more refreshed and feeling more positive. So just remember that might be a good tip depending on which way your emotions sway. So again, these are some of the top uses, anything from anxious feelings, depressed feelings, any type of trauma, hyperactivity. If you have some type of neuropathy, this is an oil that would be efficient at supporting you with those issues as well. Even postpartum depression, sleep issues, social anxiety, mood disorders, this oil does so much. If you can, I recommend definitely trying it with the capsules as a system to get the complete therapeutic benefits it offers. Now, some of the negative emotions associated with feelings of anxiousness or feelings of overwhelm can be the range of depression all the way to just stress, feeling overwhelmed. And if you want to inspire more of those positive emotions, like feeling more calm and relaxed, feeling more stable emotionally, having motivation, then this is an oil that can support you with these various negative and positive emotions. Now, a lot of the research we've done and that has been developed around this oil comes from a book called Advanced Oil Magic. And one of the quotes that I wanted to share with you is how they express that this gentle floral and fruity tone of the blend creates a sense of safety in the present moment, taking the feelings and awareness of everything being all right as it is right now. Now, speaking from personal experience, I struggled for many years with anxiety and depression and other negative emotions. And what I learned during that process of healing is that a lot of our anxious feelings can be activated because we're worrying about the future. We're concerned about the unknown. We're anxious about what's going to happen. Now, if you have feelings of sadness or feelings of frustration or anger, it can be because we're looking back. We're thinking about the past. We're thinking about traumas. We're thinking about negative experiences, things that people have done to us, maybe mistakes that we've made. So we're either looking forward and feeling anxious, or we're looking back and feeling depressed. And so we're never really quite in the present moment. We're not thinking right here, right now, enjoying maybe the blessings that we have in this moment. So being just more conscientious about how your brain is acting and what it's thinking can have a big impact on just having more joy in the present moment. And this could be challenging because it does take some practice and just being aware that we're thinking about the past or we're thinking about the future and not having the stability and the positive emotions that we really want more of by being here in the present moment. So that's something I learned that did help me tremendously when I started to just be more aware of how my brain was was activating a lot of these emotions. Very quickly, a couple of diffuser blends that you can use with Adaptiv. Now, again, Adaptiv alone is wonderful. It smells fabulous, but you can enhance it for different things. Like if you wanted some more focus, you can use Adaptiv with the bergamot and the lime. If you wanted to calm yourself even further, you can mix some Melissa as well as some lavender, and that would be a very, very calming blend. So just a couple of options to think about. Using a diffuser can be, for some people, a little overwhelming because they're not sure how much to mix and how to create these scents. But the only way you learn is by just trial and error and just practicing and blending different things. Normally, I try to stay within about maybe 4 to 8 drops. That usually is a good amount, no matter the room size. But again, it's going to depend on how potent certain scents are. Some are going to be stronger than others, as well as the size of your room, the airflow, and so forth. But again, you can talk to the person who enrolled you or your wellness advocate so that they can guide you on some of the tips on how to best diffuse. Here is the first oil in the yoga collection. So our yoga collection has 3 essential oils. You can get them individually or you can buy them as a collection. And even though they're called the yoga collection, of course, they can be used for many, many other purposes. So let's start with Align. This is our centering blend, and it smells, all of these oils smell wonderful. They're very gentle. The scent is not super strong or super potent. They're very mild and very gentle. And I love this oil because what it does, like for me personally, is that sometimes when emotions run high, we can tend to get defensive or we can get irritable and grumpy. And we just feel like we're just not in balance, like we're being controlled by these negative emotions and we can't seem to find that grounding or centering emotionally. So Align helps us recalibrate all of that. The oils it contains is bergamot, coriander, marjoram, peppermint, geranium, basil, rose, and jasmine. So this oil has this wonderful array of oils that are very soothing as well as uplifting and energizing. But then you have that rose and that jasmine, and those are very special, precious oils that smell wonderful, but are excellent for their ability to calm the emotions down. Now, again, this oil does have the bergamot. Bergamot is a citrus, so you want to be careful about exposing yourself to the sun if you're going to use it topically. Now, another thing that you might consider if you are struggling with emotional support is to practice affirmations, and using your essential oils along with affirmations can be a very, very powerful tool. So one affirmation you might consider when using this oil is, I accept myself and I am true to myself. Affirmations don't have to be lengthy, they don't have to be complicated, but they're a very easy tool to use to support you in a subconscious level and just retrain your brain to think more positively. And over time, you do start to build this new neural network to be more open to positive emotions. Now, the top uses would be feeling complete, calm, and having more courage emotionally. That's a wonderful way to use Align. Or if you want support for hyperactivity or addictions or hormone balancing, even neuropathy, these are some other ways that Align can support you. It can even help with dizziness or vertigo or nausea because the oils it has are very centering and calming for some of those precursors to some of these health challenges. I love that it says body odors. All of these oils smell so good. You can use all of them as natural deodorants. You can mix it with a little bit of doTERRA's unscented cream or some fractionated coconut oil, and you can use them as body moisturizers or even natural deodorizers. Now, the citrine blend focuses on helping some of these negative emotions like tension, sadness, and feeling unsteady, and having more uplifting, rejuvenating, clear, recentering, and balancing emotions. The book Advanced Oil Magic again mentions that this yoga blend encourages a sense of harmony and calm progress. Release feelings of hastiness and know that growth happens most often in a subtle, ongoing process. And this was hard for me to learn because sometimes, especially before when I was struggling with my emotions, I could be a little impatient. And that feeling of impatience can just aggravate and exacerbate feelings of frustration or anger or negativity. So learning to take things in a more calm fashion and being aware that we didn't turn into this person that struggles with their emotions overnight. It happened over the course of weeks or months or even years. So just being a little bit of having more patience with yourself, giving yourself more grace, and knowing that as you are working gradually toward becoming the person that you want to become, becoming the best version of yourself, it will happen in time. You just want to realize that it's going to take a little bit of patience and making sure that we're dedicated to always working on ourselves so that we can be that person that we want to be. Align diffuser blends. If you want to take a screenshot of this, Align smells really, really, it's between like herby, like an herb scent, as well as citrus because of that bergamot. So it smells really good if you enhance that either way. For example, the clear and the crisp, you're using the Align and then you're enhancing the citrus notes with additional citrus. If you want more of an earthy scent when you're diffusing, then Balance would be a really great way to bring it into more of an earthy notes. Or if you want more of like trees and more of a fresh kind of a green earthy tree scent, then blending in the frankincense with the Douglas fir will move it in that direction. So there's just a lot of different ways that you can go with this oil. And as I mentioned before, only by trial and error, you just have to practice and see which blends really appeal to you. Now, this is the other oil part of that collection, and it's called Anchor. This is your steadying blend. I liken Anchor to Balance. It has that type of effect on the body where you're trying to just steady your emotions, get grounded in your emotions. It has a very earthy, spicy scent to it. It has lavender, cedarwood, cinnamon, frankincense, sandalwood, black pepper, and patchouli. And you'll notice that the properties include calming, soothing, tranquility. And an affirmation you can use would be, I am living who I really am. And that can be true in the sense that sometimes we put on a facade or we put on a mask because we don't want others to see that we're struggling with a certain emotion, or we just want to put on a happy face and just pretend that we're okay. And that can prevent us from being authentic, right, in our relationships. So as we are working to progress and overcome some of these negative emotions, we also want to be very genuine and authentic in our journey to reaching some of those goals that we might have for ourselves. Now, this oil can be used in so many different ways. everything from meditation to circulation issues, muscle spasms, having more energetic focus. If you feel emotionally numb, I remember this used to be a real big one for me. When you've gone through a lot of different traumas, you can just kind of go dead inside and go through life almost feeling like a zombie. And this was a very difficult challenge for me to overcome. It took me several years, but sometimes we also use that numbness as a protective mechanism. And so you want to awaken your emotions, awaken yourself, and you can use this by putting a couple of drops in your sacral area as well as your lower spine. Anchor is even great for cracked or chapped skin. You can mix it with fractionated coconut oil or the doTERRA fragrance-free lotion, and the oils it contains also are really good for your skin. Other uses would be having more courage, if you feel agitation on a regular basis, if you have muscles fatigue, or even sleep issues. Negative emotions you want to dispel would be stress, anxiety, unsteadiness, doubt, and fear. And if you want to have more positive emotions like confidence, peace, balance, grounding, and calming. This is the oil of anchoring to truth. Use this blend to connect to your inner wisdom and what is true to you, independent of social or cultural expectations or changes. And this is something else that sometimes we can struggle with. We're trying to please others. We're trying to be what others expect us to be. And often that can make us unhappy because it's not true to what we want or who we are as a person. And we have to learn to trust ourselves and trust in that inner wisdom we have, that we know what's best for us, even though maybe others, we may have external forces that are maybe pressuring us to do or be something that's not in alignment with our authentic selves. And it can be hard to break away from that. But again, an oil that you can use to reveal your inner truth and have that self-integrity. A couple of blends for anchor. Trying to think, there was one that I used the other day and I really, really liked it. I think it was the Anchor with the Motivate, the Go blend. That one was really nice. And I also tried Anchor with Bergamot. That was self-love. That smelled amazing. So let's move on to the last part of this class, and we're going to finish it with Arise. This is the third essential oil in the yoga collection, and this is our enlightening blend. It has a very citrusy, floral, and sweet aroma, and it contains lemon, Siberian fir, grapefruit, osmanthus, and melissa. Again, careful with the citrus oils like lemon and grapefruit. If you're going to use it topically, make sure you are protecting yourself from the sun for about 12 hours. An affirmation you can use with Arise is, I am a wonderful, intelligent creation. Top uses, if you're lacking motivation, this will get you going. Mental clarity and illumination. If you have any type of cold or just feeling under the weather, you can put some on the bottom of your feet and along your spine, as well as diffuse it. If you have a tendency to overeat or you just get those cravings, you can massage a couple of drops over your stomach. And even for cold sores, apply to affected areas 5 times a day. Again, remember, don't do that if you're going to go out into the sun, but if you're going to be indoors, you can apply this topically. Also supports any type of sinus issues, if there's toxicity, viral infections, respiratory infections, depression. So to get more motivation, kind of overcome that boredom, feelings of depression and sadness, and you want to have more excitement and clarity and motivation, inspiration, use the Arise Enlightening Blend. So this blend inspires a sense of freedom. It reminds us that stability and freedom are the paradoxical duo that allows creativity and inspiration to abound. Now, with all of these blends, you could also use aromatherapy jewelry. There are necklaces and bracelets that have dolomite or lava diffusing rocks. And if you go to work, maybe you can't have a diffuser at work, or you work outdoors and there's no way to have a diffuser with you. One way that you can have your oils with you for several hours is by applying a couple of drops to these special type of beads. You could even use wooden beads. And this is going to just diffuse in your little tiny personal space. And as you need support, you would just smell your bracelet or lift up the pendant and smell the pendant on your necklace. And that's an easy way to have the essential oils last several hours and have them, with you without it affecting maybe your coworkers or other people that you may work with or go to school with. And here we are going to cover a couple of diffuser blends. And let's see, there was another one here that I tried. I think it was the Illuminate. That one smelled really good. It was Arise Lemon and then Yarrow Palm. Well, that is the conclusion of our class. Wanted to just give you a quick little overview of some of the oils that start with an A and different ways that you can use them. Just a reminder that if you are new, or maybe you haven't even enrolled yet, that you are entitled to a free wellness consult and a lifestyle overview with your wellness advocate. And they'll go over recipes and tips, protocols for different health conditions that you may personally need support with, as well as how to use your account, how to dilute, and so many other things. So make sure that you schedule that and they can help you get started. If you are already a customer and maybe haven't had a wellness consult in a while, maybe you have some oils that you need support with or new health conditions that have come up for you and you want a protocol, then please reach out to your wellness advocate. We are very happy to support you and answer your questions. I encourage you to follow me on the Essential Pearl on Instagram, as well as on the YouTube channel, The Essential Pearl. Click the notification bell and you can get notified as soon as new videos are uploaded. Thank you so much for joining me, and I look forward to seeing you in the future. Bye-bye.